This is so out of her comfort zone, you have no idea. If you ever watch the pattern of her shows, it's always about the other person. She is so selfless in the way she does her show. This is hard for her to be the center of attention.
After 25 years, it all came down to today, the big one, the final hour of the Oprah Winfrey Show. People have been speculating for months now about how she would end it. And what we got was unlike anything anybody expected. Yesterday in Chicago, a hand-picked audience lined up for the thrill of a lifetime. Then, when they were finally ushered in, Oprah turned the attention on them. She held back tears as she explained how much her viewers meant to her. Listen to this.
It is no coincidence that a lonely little girl who felt not a lot of love, even though my parents and grandparents did the best they could. It is no coincidence that I grew up to feel the genuine kindness, affection, trust, and validation from millions of you all over the world.
Of all the topics Oprah has covered, she admitted that there is one subject she should have talked about even more, and that is sexual abuse. Listen to this, because it's absolutely fascinating that on her final show, she opens up once again and reveals something that some people have to go to therapy for many decades to reveal. Some only reveal it on their deathbed or shortly before their death. We just covered a story like that a couple of seconds ago right here. Listen to this.
One thing I feel I was not able to bring enough attention to, although I tried in 217 shows, was the sexual seduction, molestation, and rape of children. Worse now with the internet than it was 25 years ago when I first spoke publicly in November of 1986 of my own sexual abuse.
Oprah was one of the first broadcasters to lift the veil on sexual abuse. Going out to Bevy Smith, pop culture commentator. Why did she choose to discuss what happened to Oprah sexually in terms of her abuse, and why did she choose to really dive into that on this final show?
I think that Oprah used this final show as a real platform to really announce to the world that even though she's not going to be on our TV screens every single day, that this is something that she's devoted to speaking out against child sexual abuse, and she felt it was a mandate of hers.
What happened to her?
Well, she was actually sexually abused by family members and also by friends of the family. So it was people that were close to her. It wasn't like it was a stranger off the street. So she knows about the dangers of having someone in your home that you trust that then turns around and actually molests your child. So she's been really diligent about these things. And that's the reason why she used the term sexual seduction, because that's what it is.
Now, Oprah could have interviewed anybody in the world for her final show, but she chose not to. In fact, only one celebrity merited special mention. Check this out.
Thank you, Tyler, and every man who had the strength to stand up for the little boy inside him.
Now, that was Tyler Perry, who last year revealed that he, too, was a survivor of sexual abuse. John Murray, what do you know about this case, and why, of all people, I mean, of all the Tom Cruises and the Tom Hanks and all the famous people, why does she choose this particular individual for her final show?
Well, because Tyler Perry has become one of Oprah's closest friends, and this show was really her ultimate masterclass. I mean, she talked about the abuse, she talked a lot about God and her faith, she talked about the keys to success, and she still emphasized her greatest point ever, which is living your best life. And so, you know, she did a masterclass on her own network, OWN, but what she did today was probably the best teaching lesson some of her viewers will ever get.
Yeah. Now, Bevy Smith, what is in the future for Oprah? Give us a taste.
Well, we all know that she's going to go on vacation. She says she's coming back around mid-June, and she's going to dive into the heavy load of really pulling OWN together, her network. And, you know, she's got a lot of great shows coming down the pike, so we're all excited to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Stay right where you are. What is next for Oprah? More analysis and more what she herself said on her final show. You'll hear it.
I sat right on the side of Statman, and also Gail was on the other side of there, and Maria Shriver, and the back of me was B.B. Winan, and Cicely Tyson was right on the other side. I mean, Tyler Perry was right there, Maria, some of everybody. Oh, she had so many guests.
She was one of the lucky audience members who scored a seat at Oprah's final show. And it's true, there were a lot of famous faces in the audience, but celebrities were definitely not the focus. Here is how she signed off on her final show.
I won't say goodbye. I'll just say, until we meet again. To God be the glory.
Wow. Okay, John Murray, let's not get morose here. I mean, this is one of the most successful women in the history of humankind, and she's got her own network where she's got some hot shows. Sure, it's always a ratings challenge starting a new network, but she's got the Shania Twain show, and there's also a lot of buzz that she's going to give Maria Shriver her own show. What do you know?
Well, let me tell you, what she really wanted to say was, I won't say goodbye, but I'll see you on cable. I mean, OWN had a huge start, Jane. It slowed down a little bit, but they do have some good shows. I love the Gayle King show. You know, the Judds are always good for TV. The network needs some developing, it needs some restructuring, and she'll be able to give it some attention. I'm sure Maria Shriver is one of the top contenders to be on there. Everybody and their mother wants to sign her up right now, but OWN isn't going anywhere. A new network always has a few road bumps, and Oprah's going to make sure that it's a success.
All right, Yolanda, Puerto Rico, your question or thought, Yolanda?
Yes, I'm from Puerto Rico, and I thanks a lot to Oprah because she helped me so much. And when she first came out with the program of sexual abuse, I always thought I was the only one. And thanks for her, you know, talking about it, and you know.
Well, bless you, Yolanda, for having the courage to speak about it here, because there's a saying in program, in 12 steps, you're only as sick as your secrets. And Bevy, I think that was the secret to Oprah's success. She didn't have secrets from the audience that we knew of.
No, she really didn't. She was the best friend that you never had, the auntie, the mother. You know, she was the best teacher that you ever had. And she really enveloped us in her life, and really made us feel at home, and always felt like, you know, she's not judging us. Whatever we told Oprah was in total confidence, and she shared with us, and it was a really reciprocal relationship. And I think that's what she was really stressing today on that show as well. She talked about the fact that everything that she's given us, we've given it right back to her. So it was really a reciprocal relationship, and I think that that's the secret to her success, that, you know, she gave as good as she got.
Yeah, you didn't get the sense she was on TV. She was just a person in your living room having a conversation with you.
Exactly.
And I got to say, this was my favorite moment of the entire thing. Check this out. It involves maybe her very most precious relationship ever. Check it out. Hello, we've got, oh, we don't have it. All right, well, we're going to show you then Oprah's finale. She had a chance to reflect on how much she empowered people and encouraged them to speak out. So I got to say that, Oprah, we love you, and we wish you the best success in the world. Go get it.